Hello, Mount Auburn Church family. I'm Diana Spizzelli, and this is Tony. For those of you who don't know us, we're with the Jesus Film Project, and we're based here in Auckland, New Zealand, on a 2-year assignment. We've been here for about a year now.
Yeah, and we're really sorry that we aren't able to join you all in person to celebrate your mission week. But we're here doing our work, and we just really want to thank you guys that you, by all your prayers and financial support, you enable us to be here and to do the work that God's called us to do in the South Pacific. And yeah, as Dinah mentioned, for those of you who don't know, our roles are to get the Jesus film translated into the heart language or the mother tongue of all these language groups in all these South Pacific island nations. So we have islands that are in Melanesia, Polynesia, and Micronesia. And so we cover that whole area, and we are just really excited to let you know that we've been here about a year, and in this last 12 months or so, we have been able to get the Jesus film translated into 7 languages. 4 of those were in Papua New Guinea, and 3 of them were in the Solomon Islands. And one kind of cool story, one of the Jesus films that we actually got recorded right before Christmas was in a language group that was right outside the capital city of PNG. It's called Port Moresby. And this people group, they had a reputation of witchcraft, and it went back for many, many generations. And so it was really important that we get this Jesus film into this tribe. And so we did record it. We got it finished and produced, and it was like 5 days before Christmas. And so this village group, it was made up of like 8 small villages, but at Christmas time, they all come together as one large language group. And they did that, and for the very first time, we were able to show the Jesus film in their heart language. And it was just amazing to see some of these strongholds be broken off. And yeah, that was probably the cool part of last year. And we also, that was one of the 4 recordings that we accomplished that last year. Right now, gosh, we are really busy. We've got a Jesus film recording that is actually going on about right now as you're watching this. We've got 3 more recordings that are going to take place in Papua New Guinea, 3 more recordings that will happen later this year in the Solomon Islands, and we have a really big translation workshop where we're going to do multiple languages, and that will happen in Papua New Guinea. And we're really excited that at this workshop, we will redo the Jesus film in Tok Pisin, which is the trade language for 11 million Papua New Guineans. They already have a Jesus film in Tok Pisin, but it's kind of dated. Tok Pisin is a Creole language. It's very dynamic. So it's really important that we kind of keep up to date and get the latest version out there. So we will be doing that. And yeah, and we are doing mission trips. We're leading mission trips. We've got 3 of them coming up this year.
Yeah, so we have the 3 coming up like Tony mentioned. We also just took a mission trip to Vanuatu, our first mission trip last November, which was very productive. We met with several pastors there in Vanuatu. We showed them a lot of our Jesus film tools and short films that we have that they could use. We did street evangelism while we were there. It was just amazing. And we also have the trips that are coming up this year that we're planning still are for Fiji, Kiribati, and Tonga. And Tony just has a great story to share about our trip to Vanuatu.
Yeah, a cool God story was
Mm-hmm.
our last day, our last full day in Vanuatu. We just walked the waterfront area of their capital city or town. It's called Port Vila. And we would just go up to people. We were using our cell phones, and we had the Jesus Film app on there, which has a lot of short films. And so we call them conversation starters. A lot of these films are not, have no even spoken words, so it kind of transcends any language barrier that you might have. And so we would show people videos, and they would watch, and then we would say, well, what do you think about this? And actually, we'd go up to them, we'd say, hey, would you like to watch a video, a 1 minute video, and tell me what you think? And almost always people are really excited to be a part of something like that. So we saw this one guy. He was an older gentleman. He was sitting off kind of far away, but I just really felt drawn to this man. He was wearing a red shirt. And so Diane and I walk over there, approach him, and I greet him and ask him if he would like to watch this film. And it was this short film called Delight, and it's all about God's love for us. It has no words in it. And so this man starts watching this 1 minute film, and he starts to tear up. And so I asked him at the end, what is this? What does that mean to you? And before I could even really engage him into a spiritual conversation, he told us that 50 years ago he graduated from seminary, from theology school, and then he didn't go into detail, but he told us that something happened, and he went into a backslidden state, and he'd been estranged from God for 50 years. And he actually asked us, would you pray with me so that I can make things right with God and recommit my life to follow Jesus? So that was kind of a cool story from Vanuatu. And I guess, as far as prayer requests, you could just pray that for health for Diane and I. Number one, spiritual health. Physical health, as we do a lot of traveling. I think last year alone we were in 7 different countries and island nations, and this year is no different. So pray for physical and spiritual health, and of course that finances remain strong. That's always a factor. And just pray for our families back home. It's difficult being over here and this far away, but and just pray for these workshops that we have going on this year. As you can imagine, we do encounter a lot of spiritual warfare, and so just keep us in your prayers in those regards.
Yes, and also another one is to pray for these New Zealand churches. We're trying to get them engaged to want to serve these islands around them, and to use Jesus Film tools and to evangelize. We're just really trying to get the churches engaged here. So yes, we would definitely appreciate your prayers for that.
Yeah, one of our prayers since day one is to God use us to create a spiritual movement right here in New Zealand. We might be based in New Zealand to reach these island nations, but we really feel God wants to start a movement, a spiritual movement right here in New Zealand.
Yeah, so we just want to thank you all. Thank you for letting us share about all the exciting things that we're doing here, what God is doing. And just want to thank you all for your prayers and your support, because we wouldn't be able to do this without you.
Amen.